In 1970, Anastasia, a curious and adventurous young girl, moved into an ancient mansion with her family. The mansion was rumored to hold secrets buried deep within its walls. One fateful day, while exploring the sprawling, mysterious home, Anastasia discovered a hidden staircase leading to a dark, icy basement. The basement was a maze of tunnels, and at its heart lay a locked room. Anastasia's heart raced as she unlocked the door and stepped inside. The room was cold and silent, illuminated only by the flickering light of her lantern. At the center of the room, she saw an ornate ebony coffin bound with heavy iron chains. Dust covered its surface, and the air was thick with mystery. Unable to resist her curiosity, Anastasia approached the coffin and carefully removed the chains. Her hands trembled as she opened the lid, revealing a man inside. A man who looked as though he were simply asleep. His face was serene, almost angelic, framed by dark hair that contrasted against the red silk lining of the coffin. As Anastasia leaned closer, she noticed the man's unusually pale skin and the faint glint of sharp fangs beneath his lips. Her heart pounded as she realized he wasn't an ordinary man. He was a vampire. Despite her initial fear, there was something about him that captivated her. Suddenly, his eyes fluttered open, revealing piercing golden irises that seemed to glow in the dim light. Anastasia gasped and stumbled backward, but the man, Jieun, remained calm. He spoke softly, his voice smooth and enchanting. "Don't be afraid," he said. "I won't harm you." Anastasia's fear began to subside, replaced by a mixture of fascination and empathy. She sensed that Jieun was trapped, not just in the coffin, but in some deeper, unspoken torment. Over time, Anastasia returned to the basement to visit Jieun. She discovered that only she could see him, as if their connection was meant to be. Jieun explained that he had been cursed and imprisoned in the mansion for centuries, unable to break free. Anastasia listened intently as he shared his story of betrayal and sorrow. He had been wrongfully imprisoned by those who feared his power, and the chains around his coffin were enchanted, preventing him from leaving the basement. "Why me?" Anastasia asked one day. "Why can I see you when no one else can?" Jieun's golden eyes softened. "Because you have a pure heart. The curse can only be broken by someone who believes in me." Determined to help Jieun, Anastasia began searching for a way to break the curse. She found an old dusty book hidden in the mansion's library, filled with ancient spells and rituals. Together, they deciphered the text and discovered that the curse could only be broken through an act of true love and trust. One night, as the full moon cast its silver light over the mansion, Anastasia stood before Jieun. She had prepared everything for the ritual. Holding his hand, she whispered, "I trust you, Jieun. I'll help you break free." As the ritual began, the room was filled with a glowing golden light. The chains binding Jieun's coffin shattered, and he stepped out, free for the first time in centuries. With the curse broken, Jieun and Anastasia's bond grew even stronger. Despite their differences, they found solace and love in one another. Jieun's gratitude turned into admiration, and Anastasia's fascination became affection. In the final scene, they stood together in the mansion's garden under the stars. Jieun took Anastasia's hand and said, "You've given me my life back. I'll cherish you forever." Anastasia smiled, her cheeks flushed. "And I'll never leave your side." Their story ended with a tender, heartfelt kiss, sealing their love and promising a bright future together.